Recording it.
Yeah.
Now
Okay,
it's
that's
recording.
just wild. That's gonna be weird. Hopefully that syncs up properly later. uh,
Guess we'll
uh,
find out.
As we're gonna find out.
oh boy. Oh
Welcome,
boy.
welcome back. We're just doing some outtakes in the studio. We hope this is a long break. We don't normally take breaks this long, but we have some technical difficulties, but that's okay. We're just talking mad trash. Hoping y'all guys are hanging out with us right now. It is an exciting time for us on Brown Sugar to do this stuff live. We, like I said, we are working out some technical issues, so but we're gonna come back in just a few minutes. All right, we're going to get this show going again as we talk about today's teenagers. And my special guest is my daughter Dominique as we talk about teenagers
Hey.
today. Hey, sweetie.
Dun, 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 dun. Y'all ever watch that movie? What is it? Big Trouble in Little China?
Yes.
No, what's that?
You never watched Big Trouble in Little China?
Mm-mm.
Oh
No,
man,
did
that was an
anybody
80s
die?
movie.
Did anybody blow up or
I think
die?
I seen it when I was
Yes,
like a
there were people
kid,
blowing
but
up
Oh,
and dying. How did you miss this?
I missed that one. Yes, I
It
missed
had
that stuff.
what's his name?
Kurt Russell.
Yeah, him.
No, I missed that one.
How
You
did
be
you miss
watching.
that one?
I don't know, but you be watching some crazy stuff. All right, we're gonna get
Anyway,
back to this show though. Okay, go ahead. You
all
want to
right,
talk about
anyway,
this?
that
Or you
part
want to talk?
isn't important. What I'm trying to say is the guy who
Okay.
played the main villain in Big Trouble in Little China just turned 94 yesterday.
Oh wow.
Oh
Who? Ed
God.
Sheeran.
Oh God.
Pai Mei.
Oh.
I'm a boomer. I'm a
The
boomer.
the
Oh my
6 foot tall,
God.
like, vampire
Oh,
looking
the one
dude.
that went like this.
Yeah, him. Like, I will have you both for both of my wives. That dude.
Y'all, I want y'all to see my 16-year-old self. I look so cute. I'm putting it to the camera right now. Look, don't I look cute, y'all?
The
You
other
look
way, Mom.
exactly the same.
Yeah.
I'm so cute. I mean, look at my little chubby
You
cheeks.
look exactly the same, except you either holding chipmunk cheeks or you're not.
She's so cute. Oh, I love her. Teresa,
I
let me see
love
yours.
her. No. It's horrible.
It's not. You was cute. Look, we're gonna get back to this show, y'all. Let's hit it. Let's hit it.
All
Let's
right,
do it.
I'm ready if you guys are.
Let's do it.
Welcome back to Brown Sugar Confessions. Before we get into the show, we want to take the time to thank our viewers and our listeners. Thank you so much for all the love and support and sharing and commenting and emailing that you do. We truly appreciate it. Um, Look, if you're not watching us on YouTube, I don't know what you're doing. Like, we're cute over here. Come over this way, Brown Sugar Confessions at YouTube. If you don't want to watch us on YouTube, you can always catch us on Spotify under Brown Sugar Confessions. You can listen to us, like always, on Power 1017. Now, if you want to come on the show and confess, you need to reach out to us at brownsugarconfessions at gmail.com. Again, it is exactly how it sounds, brownsugarconfessions at gmail.com. And if you want someone if you're listening to what we're talking about in this show or any past or future show, and you think, like, wow, I really need to talk to someone about the issues that are going on with my body, maybe with my child's body, whatever. Do you know who I would reach out to? I would
Who's
reach
that?
out to I, exactly. I would
Who
reach out
is
to the
that?
lovely Doc Val.
Oh, reach out to
She
me.
has helped my relationship immensely. And we're talking about teenagers. And I have to admit, as a teenager, I did not have the greatest experience growing up. But watching Doc Val with her daughter and her granddaughter, and because I am an extended part of the family, watching them interact and sharing their love has made me reevaluate the relationship I had growing up and how I became a better mother. You need someone to talk to Dr. Val. And you can reach her at Valerie@swancenter.com. Now I'm going to spell this out. I don't want to hear nobody talking about my accent. Leave me
No,
alone.
Texas.
It is VALERIE at Swan Center, SWANNCENTER.com. I'm going to say it one more time. That is Valerie at swancenter.com. VALERIE at SWANNCENTER.com. We want to tell you we love you. To the playroom and back. Now let's get back into this.
Only to the playroom.
Oh, to
Only
the
to the
playroom.
playroom.
Well then, to the playroom. I can't even speak of the playroom because this doesn't fit at all. But
The
have you
children's
guys
playroom.
ever?
Well, yeah, kids have playrooms.
Well, listen. So before we get back into teenagers, I had something. So I'm going to be very honest. Sometimes with the articles we go over, they are given to us by some people. I'm looking at someone down here with locks right now.
What are you talking about?
And I'm feeling rather attacked right now. I'm going to be very honest. But despite feeling attacked, I'm going to continue on and try not to have a rageful moment here.
Oh
So
Lord.
we have a very interesting. Have you guys ever wondered, who of the zodiac is the most vengeful of them all? Matter of fact, let me
Uh
ask you this. I'm going to go down the line and say, who do you think is the most vengeful? So I'm going to start with you, Dom, since you're our guest today, special guest today. Who do you think is the most vengeful?
Vengeful. Oh man. I don't know, honestly.
And if you don't know, then it's probably you. What sign are you?
I'm not. I'm a Cancer.
Oh no, y'all know. Well, you know what though? I've heard things about cancers though. Y'all get mad.
Man,
When y'all
I
get
got
mad,
testimonies.
Woo.
I got testimonies.
Listen, I'm a true Cancer. I am. 100%.
All right, Dr. Val, what do you think? Who, in your experience, has been the most vengeful of all of the astrological signs?
who as a person or what sign?
Sign.
What
Fine.
sign?
Sagittarius?
Sagittarius, really? That's one I
Mom,
I
would
can
you're
see
not
it.
vengeful. You're
I-
vengeful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Have you heard of the belly dance mafia?
Listen,
Shut
up, Trees.
don't start none. Come on now. Trees, what about you?
I would have to say it will be a tie between 3.
Oh.
No, 4. I'm gonna be real honest. 4. Pisces, because they look real innocent, but that's how they get you.
Mhm.
And then that's when they stab you. A Capricorn and maybe a Taurus, just because they like that fight.
Mhm.
They like that fight. And then
I agree
maybe
with the Taurus. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. And for good measure, you have to say a Scorpio because that's what they do.
Mhm.
They always looking for that lick back, no matter what it is, from cradle to grave. From
You remember when you stepped on my J's July 1st, 1987 at 9
exactly.
a.m.? We were on the A train. I've been waiting on this, my guy.
Yeah, that's kind of where I have to go. That's where I would go.
Well, you picked almost half the daggone
I
No, I
know,
didn't.
right?
It's 12. I only picked 4 out of 12 is not half. I'd had to pick 2
You
more.
might well go ahead then. Jesus.
Libras
All
are
right,
too.
Katie, tell the
I'd
story,
say
girl.
Libras.
Libras,
Libras.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, they are some characters.
So, according to an astrologer on the New York Times, they have named three of the most top revengeful um, signs. And one of them, well, the number three, which I'm really feeling some type of way about, is Taurus. And I don't know where anyone is getting this from because I know Taurus is, and we are, you just leave us alone. We mind our business. We eat our hay, we stay in the corner somewhere. You get a at you, we move on about our lives. We forget things. The charge is probably where they're getting the revenge thing from. Because if you pick at us, eventually we butt
Yeah.
heads, but we move on after that. Then we forget and we're like, hey, how are you doing? And folks are just like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
Taurus is listed as one of the most revengeful signs. I'm really surprised about that because I didn't think so. Number two is Scorpio. And they say hell hath no fury as a Scorpio scorned. And what's really funny? I don't know if you guys noticed, but the Scorpio is the polar opposite of Taurus. So it's
Mm-hmm.
really fascinating to me that they consider Taurus 3 and Scorpio 2, because by that definition, I don't know, maybe we should be 3 and 6 or something. I don't know. I think we should be further down the line than Scorpio, because have you, everyone's heard Scorpios kind of like get that bad rap of being vengeful. Like, I have a friend that walk around with a t-shirt that says, "Don't piss me off, I'm running out of places to store the bodies." That's like Scorpio in a
Oh
nutshell
wow.
to me.
I got two Scorpio best friends, so
You have
I'm
two.
I'm lucky I'm still here. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Just
Number
saying.
one, I really don't get this one at all, is Capricorn. So Capricorn,
Mm.
you know, actually, you know what? I take that back. Everything I learned about revenge, I learned from a Capricorn. So I get it. I do get it. But Capricorns, they really like to get, in my opinion, they like to get their revenge a lot of times through stunting. They're the type that will they will stealth you with their revenge a lot of times, in my opinion. That's not where the article is, but I'm giving you my experience because I've dealt with a lot of Capricorns in my life. My stepfather's a Capricorn, my child is a Capricorn, and I've dealt with quite a few Capricorns, and I feel like they're the type that you will think that everything is good. They'll be like, oh yeah, no worries, we're good. And next thing you know, they done like went into your accounts, change your passwords. They then, basically change the bank accounts. Like, you just never know what you're gonna get with them, and it's usually a surprise because they stay very calm and collected. So that's supposed to be number one. If it was up to me, I'd say Gemini was number one. But I'm no expert.
Oh Lord. I don't follow the signs at all, so I am totally clueless when it comes to Capricorns. The only thing I know is with Sagittarius and the Archer, and that's about it. I
She
do
said, "I
not
just know
follow.
about me, and that's all I care about."
That's basically
That's all that matters.
That's all that
I don't
matters.
even know what I don't know whether I'm a fire or water or a star or a sign. I just know that I got no idea.
You just
I
say a
never followed
star.
that. I wonder, do a lot of people follow astrology? I never follow. Is that astrology?
It's coming back in very very much popularity now. That's
Okay.
okay.
All
Yeah.
We
right.
got you. We got you. Me
All right,
and
y'all,
Trace, we
because
got
y'all
you.
have to thank you. Y'all always take care of me when it comes to that because I'm a boomer. That's all I gotta say.
I'm a boomer.
She's like, I'm just out here being great,
You're
and that's all that
claiming it. Now
matters.
she's claiming it. She got mad at us earlier, but now she's
Uh
claiming
huh.
it. All
Yeah,
right, great.
I just
She
I
just
don't
knew
get
she
it.
was Gen Z.
Yes, I know I want to be a Gen Z because it just sounds so much better. I mean, y'all don't piss me off calling me a boomer. It make me sound like I got boomers for underwear. That's what I keep thinking of, like boomers. Those grandma big panties, like girls wearing, period panties. But
But them
boomers.
big panties was getting bills paid.
They were getting bills paid, and so were them slips,
Yep, them night
them,
slips.
them night
Oh,
slips.
the slip. Yeah, I remember those. We don't wear slips no more, do we?
No, we
I
don't.
Thank
do.
goodness, no.
You
True.
wear
I
You
do.
don't.
Apparently, they coming back in
You
style,
do
and people
not
trying to get
wear
their
Use
bills
the
slips,
paid.
Josie.
firm.
Yes,
You're
I
Where
do.
did you
lying.
buy that?
I have a
Why
slip.
is
I bought it off of
everybody
Pretty.
putting out no slips?
I bought it off Pretty Little Things. Y'all better get on over there.
I don't
I know.
believe that.
Yeah, we need to
I
see
I be
that.
hate
14th
slips.
century in this Lotus out.
Oh, Lordy Jesus. Look, I have a question for y'all before we get back into tonight's topic. Here's my
Hmm?
question. I had
What's up?
emailed to me.
Oh,
And
okay.
so it's
We
from a
got a
listener.
viewer email.
We got a
this
viewer
from the
email.
jail?
Let's talk about it. Yeah, so here it is.
Hey.
My husband had an affair.
Oh.
I know the woman and I
Oh.
want to confront her. Should I confront the woman that has had an affair with my husband?
Flag on the
All
play.
right, we all right,
Flag on the play.
let's get into it. All right, I'm
That's
gonna
a
go
tough
around the
one.
room. Let's go with our guest host first, Dom. Should our friend that wrote in, should she confront the woman?
All right, so she knows her.
Uh-huh.
Like, are they close?
She said she knows her. She does not go into how close they are. She says, I know her.
Mm.
Should she confront her?
Yep.
Yes.
Dom ready to throw hands.
She ready?
Yep.
She ready to
And
throw
she got
hands.
thick hands too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm definitely how you know my husband? What's going on?
That's how you are, huh?
Yeah.
So
I'm definitely gonna say something. So, I mean, growth has really brought me there. But I'd probably say something, and I probably wouldn't be. Hopefully, I wouldn't be so heated at first. I might try to come to her as like woman to woman.
Mhm.
I'll say I won't be disrespectful at first, unless she provokes that, then she's gonna get that same energy back. But I'm definitely gonna say something. I just have to. I'm a
Okay.
Cancer.
Uh-huh.
I'm
All
have
right.
to.
So you're going to confront her. Okay. All right. Miss T, are you going to confront her or not?
Well, I'll tell you this. Me and the rest of the Aries gang, we might not be good at revenge, but we are good at crimes with passion. So I am not going to confront her, but I'm definitely going to confront him.
Okay. Yes. All right. All right. So you're not going to confront her. Okay.
Nah,
All right.
because we're at the top for crimes with passion. So
I got you. KD, are you going to confront, girl?
So positively not, never, absolutely not. So if I'm going to do anything, first things first is I'm going to make sure that this is actually legit. So I'm going to do my research. I'm going to make sure that this is real. I'm going to get some screenshots. I'm going to get all the details. I'm going to get everything. So eventually, if I have to go to court or if I need to broadcast this to the world, I have all the details and I don't just sound like some crazy person. So once that's settled, no, I'm not going to reach out to her. And if I care enough to do anything about it, then what I will probably do is maybe send screenshots. She better not have sent no nudes because they might go to her family. Things like that.
I'm
I'm not
sorry.
going
Who's
to
talking
confront
about
them.
revenge and why they're at the
Yeah,
top of
that's
the
pretty
revenge
passive
list?
aggressive a way to get back at her. Yeah.
She was saying she's not at the top of revenge list, and
Now we
I'm
see why
sorry.
you guys are on the list. Now we see.
Right.
What I am not going to do is break my nails. My nails aren't done, but I'm not going to break any nails. I'm not, having no hair flying. I'm not fighting anyone over that. If, like I said, if I care enough, if this person knows me well enough that they know that this person was mine and they are purposely overstepping what I consider to be boundaries, then I might, you know, make
Mhm.
sure their entire family knows that they were up to that. But that's not going to compare at all to what the guy is going to deal with because you are the
Yeah.
one that purposely overstepped your bounds and you're the one who made the commitment to me. So they're going to see probably the brunt of the force. But that said, I'm very good at getting people's information and going online and checking things
Yeah.
out. So it's probably not a good idea
Now, what
to
if it
do
was your
that.
friend?
Fortunately, I don't have a lot of close friends, so that's not something I have
But
too much
if it was,
But what
concern.
if it
if it
was?
was,
If it were, I don't know, because I've never dealt with anything like that. So
yeah,
I have one person I consider to be a very, very close friend of mine, and it's not even something I've ever concerned myself with because
yeah, you
just
shouldn't.
we just we talk on the phone 99% of the time. So if she was up to no good, I'd find out about it anyway. But if it was someone who was like a distance, for the most part, I don't really care. I probably would just stop talking to them. which is not really hard to do in that regard if I feel like they violated me in that way. So I'd probably just cut them off and lose their number and find other things to do and keep myself busy. And hopefully they won't call me and then I have to cuss them out and tell them the truth. Um, but typically speaking, no, I wouldn't confront someone, not a woman, be it, especially if it's not someone I know very closely and have a very intimate relationship with already. I just don't see how that brings any value to anyone's life. And
Okay.
I'm certainly not trying to go to jail over it. So
No.
what's the point?
Okay. All right. Treese, what about you? Uh-oh. Here for the switchblade.
I'm about to say, you want to ask another earth sign what she gonna
Here comes
do?
switch. We all laughed and took a break when I said Treese.
What I'm going to say is, like Dom said, growth is everything. Because I've had this happen to me twice. Once I flew to Korea, both of them got it, got some Popeyes, hopped back on a plane, came back to the States.
Wait, wait a
First of all,
minute.
why is there Popeyes in Korea?
It's delicious. You should go. It's
Of
really
course
good.
it's
They
gonna be
got some,
delicious. It's
it's
Korea,
really
and I'm
good.
kind of bothered about
Wait,
this
did you go to Korea to confront them?
Uh-huh.
Oh wow.
because that
Yeah,
is the power of a Virgo. Don't do it.
I hopped on a military flight.
Okay.
I hopped on a flight. I showed up. It was Friday night, so I knew everybody was gonna be out. I asked my homeboy, I was like, "Hey, what's up? Where everybody at?" And he's like, "Oh, they're down in K-Town." I was like, "You gonna take me?" And he said, "Bet." And I just waited on this. I waited in the middle because there's two lanes. I waited in the middle. I saw him. I saw her. My homeboy was like, "Don't." And I said, "Gotta." And I got him. She was standing there and she was, and I went smash, smash, cut off all her hair. And I yelled and
Wait,
threw it up
what?
down the,
Wait,
I'm
oh,
not even
how did you do
remotely
that?
surprised.
baby, don't leave it to me. I'm playing for everything. But yeah, she lost all her hair. He lost his. He lost some teeth. He lost some glasses. Uh,
How y'all not on this list? That's what I want to know. Because I was definitely expecting Virgos to be on that damn list.
and my homeboy got me out of there. He was like, "Yo, you gotta go." So he got me in his little homeboy's car. We went to Popeyes, had some delicious corn cheese, and Popeyes. Got back on the plane within 2 hours. Was back stateside. The next following day, I was kicking it.
I was in it.
Okay.
All right.
Why? Number one, I'm not surprised. I
But
don't think
here's what
any
I'm
of
gonna
us.
say. But
Okay.
here's what I'm gonna say. In,
Okay.
in my youth, I had that energy. I had
Right.
that. I still have that energy. I'm not even gonna lie. I still got this stuff in me. But what I'm gonna tell you is, will I do what I did before? Absolutely not. What I will, well, I'm not even gonna say that because you know what? I be fickle sometimes, and you catch me on the wrong day, you could get it. What I am gonna say is if I caught my friend cheating with my man, I would let them be together. Now, would I not wreck everything? Absolutely, I would wreck it all. And I would smoke it. Me, Angela Bassett,
They just
that's
set
what
it
I
all
would.
on fire.
I'm not even gonna lie about it because you both were in my inner circle. And I
Yeah.
don't trust many people. And if I trusted you to be there and you hurt me like that, yo, we are now playing Super Smash Bros. And I am Donkey Kong and I'm about to break everything. You'll never win against me because as you'll think she won't go no lower, and I'm not Michelle Obama. I will go
She's
low.
Real low.
Machete. She's not Michelle. She's Machete.
I will go. I will do it just to. I have to calm my spirit down, and my spirit says I need to see your neck underneath my boot, and that's where we
Oh,
gotta go.
Jesus. Oh Lord.
Love you, mean it.
Oh my Lord. Why am I not surprised, Treese? What can I say? All
But
right.
can
So
we?
if I
But
had
can
to
we say like if you got a teenage child, don't let them go into the revenge phase just yet. Let them get a little older and
Yes.
figure that out.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
If
look.
Sure.
I tell my kids all the time, y'all do not have hands like me. Do not act like me. All this little yip yap that I do, please believe I got the quickest hands.
I know that's right.
Mm-hmm.
There is something to all of this. I'm not just y'all are real soft, and I love y'all like that. Y'all are real soft, and I love y'all like that. But if you need me, call me. But don't just be like, I gotta do this because it's me at that school beating up that mom in front of that kid, so that kid knows nobody can protect it because of this. Don't make me do that. Don't make me do that.
All right. So here's what I'm gonna say. Whew.
I was gonna say, what is your answer?
True that. True that.
All right. What I want to say is this: if I look at my 16-year-old self and that little video, 16-year-old self would have confronted the lady, the girl, and there, probably juvenile detention might have been involved because we would have probably had some problems. And yeah, so if I was 16, yes, I probably would have confronted her. And as a mature adult, I am not about to confront her. I wouldn't even waste anything. I wouldn't waste my time dialing her number. But revenge, I would absolutely say that you have given me a pass to act a fool.
Mm-hmm.
And I just be calling up somebody. That's my I call it a Rolodex. What am I calling it? And my contact list. And
Yeah,
saying,
go ahead
come
and call
on
the
over.
Rolodex.
Next, boomer.
You know what? I swear to God, I don't even know what a Rolodex is. Steve. I don't know why I even said it.
Is that like the yellow pages?
I, I oh, you trying to go way back, Katie. Talk about yellow pages.
I mean, the yellow pages is after the Rolodex.
Rolodex. Yeah, I think the Rolodex predates the.
Oh,
the
okay.
yellow
I can't
pages.
even remember. It's that long ago. I think I had both
But
actually.
I've seen a Rolodex in movies before.
You
Mm,
definitely had a Rolodex at the house growing up, Mom.
yes, I had Rolodex.
Right by the
I did.
answer machine.
Oh yeah, we had real. Oh my God, that's taking me way back. Oh
Was that
my
next to the
goodness.
rotary phone?
Y'all trying
That's
to
right.
be
Don
so.
may not know what a
Listen,
rotary
I love
phone.
those rotary
No,
phones.
I
My
know
grandma
what
used to hate me
rotary
when I make a call on a
phone is.
rotary phone.
You guys are just acting a fool tonight. I don't know where we're going. So we're talking about teenagers, and now we're talking about me having a Rolodex and a rotary phone. Yes,
Yeah.
I am.
But
I
we
had
did
a
have the
rotary.
cordless. We had the cordless, but you did have the Rolodex.
Yes, I had a Rolodex. I do remember a Rolodex. What am
Yeah,
I
it was
talking about?
black.
I
It
don't
was
know.
cute. You had the upscale one.
I think, I'm a little bougie. I probably have a cute little Rolodex.
It was
What am I
cute.
talking about? Where are we going with
We
this
talking
daggone
about
show?
teenagers. We
We
talking
haven't even
about
talked about the
teenagers and
teenagers yet.
and
Okay,
the
all
things
right,
about the teenagers.
all right. So let's get back into this. So no, I'm not going to confront this girl, but when she has had relations with my husband, they have given me permission to step outside. That's all I'm going to do. I was going to be like,
Yeah.
1-800, come on over.
You said,
That's
"Catch
what
me
I'm going to do.
outside."
Wait, we
That's
ain't
all.
going to the
That's
parking
it.
lot. You said
Outside.
come over. No, we're not
Come
coming over.
over.
We are going to the forest.
No, come over. 1-800, come on over here right now.
Nah, I don't need no kind of crime of passion happening on my front yard. No, we going
That
where
is what I'm
nobody
going
can
to
see.
do. So everyone is different. So we want to know out there in Radio Land, and this is the long version. What would you do if you found out and you knew the girl that you was cheating with your
Or guy.
partner or guy? Would
Oh
you
yeah,
confront them? Would you confront them? All
that
right.
needs to be that Doc Val. Before we get back into the real subject, you need to post
Yeah,
that question in your
I should.
TikTok and
Mhm.
see who responds.
I
Because I
think I
feel
will
like somebody's
actually.
going to respond because it's you.
Yeah, I think I will do that. That's a good one, Miss T. So, Dom, let's get back into talking about teenagers before we have to run off the air tonight. So, we were talking about teenagers and today's teenagers, and you were sharing with us about things that you're going through with your daughter. So, let's get into understanding a little bit about. We talked about peer pressure. Let's jump into talking about now. This is a big one that's going on right now with this young lady that killed herself. Bullying. And I also want to talk about human trafficking if we have a time. So do you talk about bullying, and is it a real subject in the schools that parents are being notified when their children are bullied? Or because I have no idea about this one, the
Yeah.
bullying.
um, it's definitely a real issue out there, especially with social media. A lot of people or a lot of kids nowadays that's where the bullying takes place. It's not
Mhm.
necessarily face to face. It's, on whatever, TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat,
Mhm.
I'm not,
Snapchat.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Snapchat. I don't know much about Snapchat, but I know that's a big thing with with the kids nowadays. But that's where the bullying takes place, not so much face to face. When I was growing up, I was getting bullied face to face.
Mhm.
So, different times, but it's definitely an issue. And I think with social media, everything is broadcast. So, one kid kills himself over bullying. I feel like that just gives another kid like, the inclination to do it. Like it kind of like a snowball effect, like a negative
Mhm.
snowball effect, and that's one of the downfalls with social media. But um yeah, I feel like it kind of became like a trend. I hate to say that,
Mhm.
but um yeah, and it's really sad and unfortunate.
Can
Right.
I
Yeah.
say
It's
something real quick?
absolutely.
So with bullying is a little bit interesting because looking at it from, as Dom said, when she was in younger and when I was younger, bullying was very much face to face. Bullying at some point, especially depending on how far you go back, that was a rite of passage. You stepped up and you took care of the bullies, or you just kept being bullied for the rest of your life. Like
Yeah,
parents just looked at it like, oh, this is just something you're just going to have to figure out, and kept it
right.
moving. A
Hmm.
lot of times now, because especially with social media, it's not the fact that these things are new, it's the fact that these things are being seen all the time.
Hmm.
They're more present than they were back in the day. Like you could be one person that's being bullied by the whole school and no one would say anything back in the day, but now you could be the one person who's bullied and they're recording it and everybody's seeing it, and that makes it a little bit
Hmm.
different. Now,
Mhm.
Yep.
in terms of people offing themselves, that can be socially pressured. Like there has been like a study that happened in Asia where if a celebrity died or off themselves, there was a series of people offing themselves afterwards.
Mhm.
And
Hmm.
it would happen for weeks and then it would die down. So sometimes a lot of that is peer pressure. And so I think the biggest thing, especially with if you're talking about children and teenagers, is how are they dealing with peer pressure?
Mhm.
So it's not just the peer pressure to do sex or the peer pressure to do drugs. It's also the peer pressure of succumbing to people who are bullying you. And not just that, but like, depression. Like
Mhm.
if you're depressed, are you safe with talking to your family about it? Are they
Right.
able to do something about it? And then all the other stressors that come up, because that happens a lot too, is that people aren't paying attention sometimes to their kids because they're thinking, oh, well, nothing's going wrong with you, because they don't recognize or they don't want to recognize the fact that their child might be going through something. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think KD had a question about something as well.
Yeah, so I just wanted to know, as a parent, how did you deal with the transition that a lot of these children went through? Like, I feel like teenagers today, they're in a very unique position. Um, Maybe not the most unique, but unique for our time period of people walking the earth right now, where they went through this pandemic, they were taken out of school for a year, some more, and they had the transition of losing a full maybe year of their social life and then transitioning back from being online to in person. Did you see any changes or differences that was maybe important to navigate, and maybe yourself or with some of the other children that was in the same age range?
Um, yes. And not to get too personal, but that was when Dasani, was starting to kind of like find herself. Hormones are flying, So, and she's at home, and I wasn't home as much because I was working in the medical field. So I was out there on the, the front lines testing patients. I mean, I was always at work.
Oh,
So,
bless you.
yeah, and so good thing about Dasani, like I said, she's very mature, very, very, old soul. So she was on top of her schooling. She never, um, had any issues with that, getting online and all of that. She was good. But her phone became her life because she
Mhm.
can't see her friends. So that phone was like everything. And if she got in trouble and I took that phone away, oh man, you would have thought I was killing her. I mean, she was, I don't know, she's 14, so she was 11, 12. She was 12 at the time.
Mhm.
So yeah, that was a that was a little tough period, but we got through it.
Okay. And I know that I think we got to go soon, but I think Teresa's daughters I think have wrote a letter, right, babe? Do you have them? Can we read them?
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right. So Teresa has two daughters, and how old are they?
One is 22 and the other is 17.
17. Okay, so she has some older ones. So, all right, Trees, I'm gonna turn it over to you before we close out because I want you to read these letters that these beautiful girls wrote.
Okay, so
Oh,
I won't read all of them, but
Okay.
because some of it repeats.
Okay.
But uh, the youngest, I think hers is the most important one because she's this age.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she's asking the parents out there, when your kids tell you that they are depressed and they're having a bad time, listen to them. Don't
Mm-hmm.
just listen, act. And this is on the heels of the one child unaliving themselves. But this is also up here. There are a lot of kids right now that my daughter knows through other friends that are on watches, um, because their depression is really bad and their parents did not believe them. And now they're in the hospital because they have taken too many things.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Oh wow.
my daughter says, listen listen to your kids. Um, and even if you don't feel like it's that not that bad because you don't see it like that, you're not them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they are your child, yes, but please remember, children are human beings and they are people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they're not property. They have feelings. And just because you tell them, don't be sad, your life isn't that bad, that does not work. That, in
Right.
fact, makes it worse.
Hmm.
Instead, ask your kid, how can I help you? What
Mm-hmm.
can I do to help you through this? And if your kid doesn't have an answer, which is, one time my kid didn't have an answer. So what did I do? I called the therapist because
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what to, honestly, I didn't know what to do. I've been bullied, but that was in the age of my parents telling me, uh, figure it out. Like, either she's beating you up or you're beating her up. Pick which one it is.
Mm-hmm.
That was how it was for me. And my daughter, Gabby, just said, you know, listen to your kids, value their perspective, understand that we're hearing things sometimes that you have never heard of. And some of us don't know the things that we're hearing. And when we come to you for advice and we ask you about certain things, don't think we're doing them.
Mm. That's a good
Just
point.
offer us the information. Don't shame us for the things that we offer. And that was one thing she said she was really proud of me being a mom. She goes, anytime I had a question about uh, sex or drugs or this or that, she goes, I could come directly to you and be like, what is this? And you'd be like, well, sit on down. Let me tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to be like that because my mother did not teach me
Mm-hmm.
anything.
Mm-hmm.
my
Um,
parents didn't
I,
teach me anything like that too. So I appreciate my friends who in my family who will sit down and take that time with their kids and just be like, and not be like, you need to be in them books and not in da 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 da.
Right.
Yeah. And she actually said that. She said, when you tell your kids don't do one thing, do this one thing. She goes, it's not a bad thing, but at the same time, it's almost like you're dismissing us.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
You're telling us that you don't even hear. Like, I'm not asking you like this thing about sex because I want to go do it. I'm asking you because a friend of mine is going through something and she voiced something to me and I don't know what to do with this.
right.
Mhm.
Mm,
And I was just like, that is a really brave thing to say and be
mhm,
able to say and be heard. And I think that was a really important thing. Listen to your children. Oh, and she said, don't be afraid of your children exploring who they are.
mhm,
If your child comes to you and your child is mine is 17 and she's like, I'm asexual. I said, yeah, whatever. I don't care. Is your
mm.
homework done? I don't care. Asexual than books.
Mhm.
Um,
I was like,
it
oh my
was.
god, like I feel like that was so dismissive, but also on point.
Like it she said, let us explore, and that's fine for me. Explore, do what you have to do. I understand that, but at the same time there are A, B, and C things along that go with it. But that's what both of my daughters said together.
Mhm.
um, just listen, and if you don't know what to do, please offer us help.
Right. On that note, I'm going to close out this show because I do think that the point we hope that we want to put across on this show, and yes, it's much different than our normal crazy shows that we do, because when we have so many children that are being bullied, we have so many children, our teenagers, that are committing suicide, and the phenomenon of cluster suicides when you have a friend die, then there's others then that begin to also commit suicide is a real phenomenon that's happening. And I know that schools are stepping up and doing the most, especially in our area, and talking to the kids and keeping those lines of communication open. So for parents out there, if you don't know whom to contact, reach out to us. We can put you in contact with someone. Go to your school, go to your counselor, go to a therapist, go to your priest, but don't just dismiss them because these children need us more than ever because they are exposed to so much.
Yep.
So, on that note, I'm going to say, you guys know what? Always stay safe and play safe. And we will see you next week. Bye bye for now.